Hola, me llamo Tina. ¿Cómo te llamas? Did you tell me your name? Because what I just asked you was your name. When you want to know somebody's name in Spanish, you say, ¿Cómo te llamas? And then the other person would tell you his or her name. Turn to somebody in the room where you are right now and say, ¿Cómo te llamas? Did that person tell you his or her name? See, that's how it works. So that's the first question that you're going to learn today, to ask somebody his or her name. That way you can make friends. I'm going to tell you my name. Me llamo Tina. Can you take your index finger? This is your index finger. Point it at yourself and say, Me llamo, and then say your name. That's how you're telling someone your name. So, I'm going to ask you, ¿Cómo te llamas? And did you point at yourself and say, Me llamo, and your name? That's perfect. That's great. You did well. Now you're going to learn another question that I'm going to ask you. ¿Cómo estás? You know what I just asked you? How are you doing? ¿Cómo estás? Can you say ¿Cómo estás? And this one has different answers because sometimes you feel fine. So you're going to say bien. See, like this little boy in the picture. He kind of has a smile, so he can say bien. Can you say bien? Okay, I'll ask you, ¿Cómo estás? And you have a kind of a smile, so you say bien. That was good. If your smile is really, really big, like this little boy here, then you can say feliz. Can you say feliz? Okay, I'm going to ask you, and then I want you to answer feliz. ¿Cómo estás? Feliz. Very good. Sometimes you're not feeling bien or feliz. Sometimes you're just okay, right? Like this little boy here. In that case, in Spanish, you say así, así. Can you say that? Así, así. Take your hand and make that motion back and forth, and you go, así, así. I'm okay. I'll ask you, ¿Cómo estás? Did you say así, así? Did you do the hand motion? That was perfect. Sometimes we're not feeling well. So instead of saying bien, him, bien, or feliz, or así, así, we say, sometimes we have tears in our eyes and we could say triste. Can you say triste? Triste. If someone hurt your feelings, for instance, you feel triste. Or another way to say is mal. I'm not doing well. Mal. Like this little boy in the picture. Or this little girl. See how she has, can you see the tear in her eye? Triste means sad. Or mal, not very well. So now I'm going to ask you again. And I want you to look at all the pictures. I'm going to start with this one. And I want you to look at the picture. And when I ask you, I want you to tell me how you feel. Let me put my pictures in order. Like this one. And like this one. Okay, maybe we have it now. ¿Cómo estás? Did you say bien? That was good. Here comes the next one. ¿Cómo estás? Did you say feliz? Perfect. ¿Cómo estás? Did you say así, así? That was good. Did you make the motion with your hand? Fantástico. ¿Cómo estás? Did you say triste or mal? Then you were right. Fantástico. Yay! So now you can answer the question, ¿Cómo te llamas? And you tell me your name. Or ¿Cómo estás? And you tell me how you're doing. There's one more question that I'm going to teach you today, and that is, ¿Cuántos años tienes? Can you say that? It's 3 counts. ¿Cuántos años tienes? That's when you want to know somebody's age, how old someone is. You just go up to a little friend and you say, ¿Cuántos años tienes? But in order to answer that, you need to know how to count in Spanish. Do you know how to count in Spanish? Let's practice then. Let's see. The first number that I'm going to teach you is going to be 0. 0. I bet you thought that I was going to say uno, right? Because everybody knows uno. But I just wanted to start with 0. Uno. You know what comes after uno? Can you guess? Do you remember what comes after uno? Did you say dos? Then you were right. Dos. Be thinking what comes after dos. Be thinking. Are you still thinking? Did you say tres? Tres is right. Okay. Be thinking what comes after tres. Cuatro. Is that what you said? Wow, you are so good at this. Cuatro, and after cuatro, cinco. Very good. Okay, what comes after cinco? Now we have uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco. What comes after cinco? Did you say seis? You are so inteligente, muy inteligente. Very good, muy bien. After seis, siete. Did you say siete? Very good, muy bien. After siete, ocho. Then nueve. And finally, diez. Diez. So, if you want to know how old someone is, you say, ¿Cuántos años tienes? And now that you know your numbers, you could say, uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, seis, siete, ocho, nueve, diez. Fantástico. Should we practice all our questions? I'll ask you the different questions and you answer me. Hola. ¿Cómo te llamas? Did you tell me your name? That was fantástico. ¿Cómo estás? If you said bien, o feliz, o así así, o mal, o triste, then you were right. And finally, ¿cuántos años tienes? If you answered uno, dos, o tres, cuatro, o cinco, o seis, o siete, o ocho, o nueve, o diez, you were right. So now you know what I'm going to do? Now that we know the numbers, or some of the numbers, I'm going to teach you a number song. You need your fingers. Are your fingers ready? It goes a little bit fast. This is how it goes. Dos y dos son cuatro, cuatro y dos son seis. Seis y dos son ocho y ocho, 16. Do it again. 2 y 2 son 4, 4 y 2 son 6. 6 y 2 son 8 y 8, 16. One more time. All right. 2 y 2 son 4, 4 y 2 son 6. 6 y 2 son 8 y 8, 16. Yay! Okay. Gracias. You know what that means. Gracias. Thank you. Un beso. Te amo. Te quiero mucho. Un beso.